Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today doing another review with Nathan, and today we're talking about Malignant, which was released in 2021, directed by James Wan. Now, before we start, Nathan, I just want to say, I'm a massive fan of Saw, but Conjuring and Insidious weren't really for me. What did you think of James Wan's other films?
James Wan, I'm a big fan of the other stuff he's done. Conjuring is the big one, so this was weird. It was expected, but it was just so good. He's continued that hit film. He has yet to do a bad one for me, so this was good.
They're all technically great. I love what about this as well. Eyes that up first of all. What I love about this, the trailer made it seem like it was just going to be another ghost story,
Oh, I thought the same thing because when we sat down, we were like, this doesn't feel like a ghost film. And the way it pans out, you're like, yo, this is so much more.
Definitely.
It goes, oh no, this is what we presented. We ain't sticking with it though. This is something new.
Can you imagine someone watching a casual viewer watching the trailer and they go and expect Conjuring or Insidious and holy shit starts happening, what the fuck's it?
Yo, bro, this is different.
It's so unique. But yeah, we'll get into it. First we're gonna start and talk about the story. Obviously spoilers throughout. This is spoilers, so yeah. If you've not seen the film, I'd recommend you go and watch it.
If you want to skip spoilers, cut to the end.
Yeah, cut to the very end because it's going to be spoiler heavy. But yeah, we've got the story. It starts with a flashback, which we don't really know what's going on, do we? Which, to be fair, I mean, if they didn't include that, there'd be more mystery, wouldn't there?
With the start, how he said, it wasn't what you thought, the start off basically goes, yeah, this isn't what you thought, straight from the beginning.
Yeah, straight.
Ghost story. I want to say it was the first 3 minutes, we get a compound fracture. Got, just homage to gore. So good.
But it's these, I guess, what would you, not scientists, I don't know, I don't know what you'd class them as.
Guards, in Stranger Things, the underground.
Yeah, the underground facility.
Hawkins lab, that, the sort of guards from that.
And they just start, what's the line now? She says, oh, we've got to cut the cancer out, doesn't she?
That's when she sees Timothy,
who's praised the guy. His actual name's Gabriel, which we find out later on, but
don't know where that came from. It starts out the security guard guy puts his arms, he gets dragged into the room, comes out, compound fracture, they bust into the room, see Timothy giving it the old what's good off his nut, and then she just says, let's cut out the cancer.
And we go into the title sequence, and then with present day, it tells us it's present day, and we meet our main character Madison, who has an abusive husband who's just a complete dick. She comes home from work, doesn't she? And he's sat on the bed with his phone, and she turns the TV off. He's like, I was watching that. You're like, no, you was on the fucking phone.
The comparison, she is, would you say late pregnancy? Because she looked pretty...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. She's had 3 miscarriages as well, hasn't she? Yeah.
She is, I want to say, in that 6 to 7 month of pregnancy where you're just about to come off work with maternity. She's been on her feet all day because she's a nurse from the start. And this bozo is angry at her because she's been on the grind while he's been doing feck all.
So they get into the argument, and the first what the fuck moment, I guess he slams their head against the wall and the blood, and you're like, what the fuck?
It took us off guard. We've seen some stuff, we don't blink at gore anymore. But that took us off guard because it was just happens.
True, we thought it was obviously not it's not nice to hit anyone, but that's what we was expecting, a slap or a hit, but a full-on fucking head smash into the wall.
It wasn't a push, it was his hand was on her face and a ram. He was bringing that AEW to the fight.
And this comes back later, it shocked us, but I guess I had a little feeling it'll come back, and then her head's still bleeding, and she don't even go, I don't get why, she just sleeps it off. If your head's bleeding, wouldn't you go and get it checked out?
She's probably panicking. She's in that state of shock where someone I love has just rammed my head into a wall. I am dazed. Concussions, all different variables.
But then it starts turning into, we think it's going to be a ghost story. The boyfriend, goes downstairs and it looks like, his ghost haunting or whatever. But it's just really a black, you don't even see any features at this point. It's just a black, outline of whatever, and it just stabs him inside the fucking... Well, it looks like it stabs him, but then we realise.
It actually pushes his neck so far, his spine comes outside his neck. And that's your first instance of, oh my god, this film is taking a difference.
Definitely. So obviously the police start coming around to investigate, and Madison starts we think she's dreaming, she's seen the visions of the killer killing the people, but she's really transported there, and then there's the twist that obviously she's actually there herself, isn't she?
Yeah.
Let's just jump right into it. Like the main element of this is,
The
was it a
twist.
tomb or what?
As far as I could gather from it, it was a tumor that was meant to be undeveloped, but it was further on than usual cases in science. And basically, it had arms and it was violent. It had malicious intent. So they decided it's got to go. It's got to go. It's causing attacks. It's telling Madison to do things. Cut out the cancer.
Cut out the cancer, but of course they didn't cut it out completely, and it's still left there. And that head smash is what wakes it up, really, isn't it?
It gives it that click.
And then so we find that, like, even at first, like the contortion in it of the killer, like it's like that guy's like the old guy's side of bed, and he's just started like the foot. You can tell, like, and then the police guy's chasing him. It's just the movements, like holy shit. But yeah, let's just basically it's Madison, and she's got this thing called Gabriel on the back of her head, which is basically like when she goes to sleep, it contorts, like dislocates her arms, doesn't it, and shit.
It dislocates her arms, but it's learned to walk backwards.
Oh yeah, and that's what's killing. So like throughout it, you think, oh, Madison's like connected, but then we actually find out he actually like he's literally on the back of her head.
So connected.
But like even like the sets, like when I first saw him, like the police station, and then like when they keep Madison when they lock her up, like it's so spacious. Like you can tell some shit's gonna go down because those sets were so big, and it does go down. Like holy shit. Like well, let's talk about that. We'll talk about the kills now. Like it's rated 18 over here. I don't know. Is it rated R in America or something? I don't know.
It'll probably be rated R in America, like their top one.
But it's like another thing, like James 1, like Saw was 18, but Conjuring and Insidious, they were both 15. But now he's like back to, because you can tell the fucking gore in this, like holy shit.
So good. It's not, to me, it doesn't touch on gore porn, because gore porn just go. Where it gives it enough time where when it snaps you with that gore, it's like, look at what this thing can do. Look how good Gabriel is as a killer. Impact, compound fracture, impact, net broken. Amazing set out.
And obviously they use CGI, but it's not bad CGI, is it? It's not distracting, and you couldn't really accomplish this without CGI, really.
No. Probably some of the best CGI in a film I've seen in a very long time. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, yeah, anyone could do that. But within the realm of the film, it was good. It looked good.
Even the transition, like between her like being at a house and then where the killer is, I like that. That was all CGI, obviously, but like the melt in between the two locations, I thought that was good as well.
Oh yeah, that was a lovely trippy visual, because you're like, oh, she's seeing this, but like you're seeing what she would experience with the walls washing away into a new environment.
Which is really good. So yeah, we talk about the CGI, but the kills are just like amazing. Like we said, there's the police station bit in there where how many police guys does she kill in that scene? Like holy shit.
I am gonna go on and say that in that entire police station, everyone that she killed, that was, well, because it's Gabriel doing it.
Oh yeah, Gabriel, yeah.
That was a 1v40. Like I'm convinced 40 people lost their lives at the hands of Gabriel, and most of the time, Gabriel didn't have a weapon. It was just his hands, her hands.
Yeah, well, he's got that signature weapon on it where he gets from the doctor what he kills. It's like the medal in it or the award, and he changes it into a knife.
Yeah, he takes off. It's like the award. I think it's the award you get given when you discover something to help the medical field progress, and it's the knife with this coiled snake. Takes the snake off. It's just a blade now that is sharpened, and it looks cool. As a signature weapon, it looks good, simple, effective.
Oh yeah. Amazing. And that other scene as well when she like finally awakens in the prison cell with all the other girls in there, and she just, oh my god,
decimates, destroys, no chance.
I'm so glad they didn't spoil like it's like the trailer. Like some films would just show like all of those action scenes, but they just kept it completely secret.
I think there was only really one kill in the trailer, and I think it was just someone reacting to a kill, not actually the kill shot.
Definitely,
which is good.
So let's just quickly talk about the soundtrack, because I love this soundtrack. Like, holy shit.
I forget what the intro card when like it's coming up with all the names.
Yeah.
I didn't know what song that was, but when you watch the rest of the film, that song really set the scene for the entire film. Like creepy, but intriguing. Like you want to look at it.
I loved like the whole synth they had going on. Obviously, like I told you, there was a "Where Is My Mind" cover, which I didn't even realize until I went to listen.
Neither did I. And we listened to that at least
so
once
good.
a week.
It's such a good song though, but yeah, the soundtrack is one of the best as well. Like, and it's not distracting either. It suits the film. It's not like completely fucking
It's not look at our budget. It's look how this song tricks in with this. Like, if you just look at the title of "Where Is My Mind," that fits the film right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And even the lyrics fit it as well.
So good, perfect. James Wan, just cheer you, sir.
So let's talk about the characters. Like we mentioned before, Madison's the main character, which she's good. She's she's
Believable. I thought she honestly. There was a bit at the start where I was like, "Oh, you're just going to be," I hate using the term, but damsel in distress. But no, she was quite an intriguing character because at the point you only knew as much as Madison knew.
Yeah, we were finding out as she was finding out, really.
Yeah. Which I thought was really good.
But the rest of them are kind of, my sister was all right, but then like the two cops and stuff, they were too generic for me.
The guy the Wish guy from Looper, I can't remember his actual name.
Yeah.
Looks like him. I think his character just didn't click with me, but I feel like a lot of people would have liked his character. His partner, the police detective with the afro, she did nothing for me.
They were just like wisecracking all the time, you know what I mean? Like,
there was only one character that I feel that went from no importance to a lot of importance, just like instantly without you realizing, was the mother.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about that because to me she looked younger than the main character, and she's supposed to be a mother.
I was gonna say, like they explain in the film through not consensual means that she became pregnant at a young age, but she looked not old enough to do that. Like the age just didn't quite look right.
Yeah, it didn't look, because she was 15 when she had the baby.
Yeah.
And then when we're supposed to see Madison inside the
she's 7.
She's 7, but she looks older than 7. Oh my, what the fuck?
The youngest you see Madison is she's meant to be 7 at this compound where the mother gave up Madison. But she looks older, like a good 12, 14 sort of range.
Definitely. So that's a little bit, but it's not too distracting, so it's alright. Obviously, like the killer, we got to talk about the killer. His name's Gabriel, and
Timothy,
whatever you want to call him. Like, the design is so good. Like, it's basic, but it's just all black, but it just works.
Yeah, like it was literally the design of him in its core function is take a human, turn it around, and it works.
Definitely.
The face, though, the gore on the face, I thought was good.
Oh yeah, and plus we had the hair to hide it, because if it was just full, like you can see everything, it wouldn't work. Where you can only see like little bits.
Like, just because I don't know if you put up a picture, if it's going to describe it, but the face is actually her skull broken in half with because his face is technically part of her brain pushed outwards, and it's beautiful because you got the mouth coming up the side a bit and just one evil green eye looking out. The leather coat, it's BDSM beauty. Is the only way I can describe how Gabriel looks.
Obviously, what I talked about before is like unique movements, because obviously he's contorted, like we said, he's on the back of Madison, and just like the whole chase for that cop was so good, man. Like his movements and shit. It's like Assassin's Creed. He's just like fucking jumping about.
One of the scenes was horrid though, because when he's in the police station, he sort of like crawls, but because the knees are pointed up and the arms are pointed like that, it's like a massive spider. And honestly, if I was in the police station, I'd cry.
Yeah, same. Fuck that.
The movement was legitimately creepy, and it's a very long time since just a killer has done that. Just been legitimately creepy.
Speaking of the creepy, his voice as well, he communicates through radios and phones and shit.
That's the only thing I didn't get. Because they
don't like it's a tumor, but he has like, she calls him the devil, doesn't she?
In my head,
he can control electricity, so.
In my head, the only reason I can look around this is that when they killed off a lot of Gabriel, he actually was so evil that he became a demon. That's like entering a weird realm of fan fiction.
True. Like, I mean, I'm glad that because we don't need everything explaining, do we? But
like,
that's
it
one
leaves
of the unanswered questions, like where's his powers come from and shit.
Malignant 2.
Like the voice though, to me it sounded like a mix between Jigsaw and Ghostface, because he was taunting him on the phone, wasn't he? It's like,
that was Big Saw vibes. Like, what was the line he said? Because he interrogate Madison at some point and he whips out the phone. He just says he wants to talk to you, and some along the lines of "I see you found her" or something like that. But it sounds so much like Kramer from Saw.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even when he goes like "Hello, detectives" and all that shit.
Oh, that line. That was the one thing of "Hello, detective." Just like, oh, he's doing it.
You can tell James Wan, like, even like The Evil Dead, like when the camera was like going up, there was a lot of like horror references and shit. But here's my main thing, like, after, like, thinking about it, I didn't clock onto this when I was watching it, I don't think you did, but it seems kind of self-aware in a bit, because, like, let's talk about the house first, like, you know, it's the exterior shot of the, like, typical haunted house or whatever. But then we go inside and it's so fucking big. Remember the woman, the mother falls from the roof, it's like a 40-foot fucking drop, like, what the fuck?
Like, props to the mother, she survived that, because that was falling a normal-sized English house full distance. Like, that is a big house. That in itself could be a playable map on a game. It's huge.
And then the hospital is on a cliffside and it's a massive fucking, like, what the fuck?
The house, when I first saw it, looked like the house from American Horror Story. And the hospital where she stayed when she was younger looked like the Spencer Mansion from Resident Evil. There is so much scenery that it might not, but it looks like it pays homage to all these different horror things.
Definitely. And even when she gets there, she pulls up and it's like a cliffside, isn't it? And you think, like, she parks a car right on the edge. You're like, what the fuck's this about? And she just walks in, gets the videotape and walks out. Like, you expect something to pop up or something. But...
All right, plot hole. We don't talk about that bit.
No, I don't think it's a plot. I think, like, James Wan hasn't came out and said, but if he comes out and says, like, he was meant to, like, you know, like, self-aware, tongue-in-cheek. Like, even the old guy inside the hotel, the camera's underneath the bed, innit, and his legs are out, and you think, oh, someone's going to grab him or slice his legs, and nothing, he just gets his legs up.
I think, like, even if that was simpler in its base form, used to build suspense, good. Because you were like, oh, his ankles are gonna get it.
Yeah, but then nothing. But obviously he gets it in the end. But overall thoughts, what did you think about the film?
Overall thoughts, I think this was probably going to be one of the... Within the next 5 years, this horror film could be in, like, your top 5 lists. I think it is really good. It's still in the realm of horror, what James Wan does, but where the other ones have been, like, ghost stories and demon stories, this has been, in its base form, a killer story, and it was good. I believe this killer is a legitimate threat, and it shows he is a legitimate threat.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he's even said in interviews he wanted to, like, you know, do something different because you don't want to keep watching the same film over and over, which I agree with, man.
Yeah.
So I'd give this an 8 out of 10. I'd put it higher if he comes out, if he actually says, like, he was being self-aware. I think the film goes up even more because, like,
just for being the James Wan mark that I am, I think I'm giving it a 9 because it was
9.
Because I went in like, it's just a horror film, but I became really invested quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely, I can understand it being a 9 as well. Like, if like I say, if he comes out and says he intended to be self-aware, then it's got to be one of the best of all time because he does its job so good. But yeah, let us know what you thought inside the comments down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out Nathan's social links inside the description down below. But yeah, until next time, peace out. Thanks for watching. In a bit.